Hello! Hello, 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 hello.
Thing,
Hello.
but whenever you take a dog to the groomer around here, usually they come back with like a little bandana tied around their neck. Why? Don't know, but it's cute.
It's always in the middle of a Ragdoll sentence that I come back.
You need to stop interrupting Ragdoll.
I feel very rude. But I'm glad to know the dogs have bandanas.
Yes.
How are we all doing?
I'm struggling to draw Stoic from memory.
It's a bugger to draw.
I know.
I forgot to take off the picture of Edward Carnby that's just been floating in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, I noticed that. I brought up the stream to get the chat up so that I could see if anyone else is saying. It's just kind of like, oh, it's the gentleman from the good Cthulhu game.
Yeah. They also have the for some reason, where is it? Can we reset the transfer? There it is. It's the lamp from Final Fantasy VIII. That's still there. Don't know why. I don't know. Just haven't got rid of it yet. I think I got rid of. There may be many reasons, but it does not matter. That used to be lurking around for a while. Anyway, welcome. We have happy animal with bandanas. Animals with bandana. And a mouse. And food and an owl. Christi is here, but is awaiting food delivery, hence the lovely doodle at the bottom. And so they will not be on voice chat for a little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, hope we're all having a good Sunday so far, as well as can be expected.
Yeah. It's been raining still here, so every time I go outside, it's like, everything's wet.
Yeah, it's raining quite heavily here at the moment. But Chib, is it raining near you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I'm not sure if it's raining right now, but it was raining a little bit earlier.
It's raining in spirit.
So we've got one large global thunderstorm that's affecting all of us, obviously.
That is the only way we can possibly extrapolate this data. So yeah, the owl got a bandana. Oh, that's nice.
Aw. Cute.
Fantastic. So what wikis do we have today?
Okay, well, I'll start. I have pulled up the Tales of wiki, which is not called Tales of fandom or whatever. It's called the Astilia wiki. So the Tales of series is a RPG type series, sort of similar to the Final Fantasy in the sense that most of the games don't lead into each other. So if you pick up one, you've got some similar items and spells and whatnot, but all of the characters are different, and the world is different, and the mechanics of what's going on is different. But all of them are tales of, so you've got like Tales of Xillia, Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Symphonia.
I've heard of that one.
And and the character designs are very anime. So
wonderful.
We'll see what I get from this. There are some fairly ridiculously dressed characters, some interesting animals as well, like opponents. We'll see if we get some of those. Of course, some of the bosses are just anime dudes, anime villain dude. So
wonderful. I look forward to Chibi getting an animal. That was an aggressive laugh. That was a.
Didn't mean for it to come across so aggressive, but you know, it happens.
Your true nature shone through. Always giving me fairies. Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice, see what I get. 1. Cool. Foster's home for imaginary friends. You guys are gonna draw some cartoon imaginary friends.
Cool. Yay. So that means basically whatever we draw is right because they're imaginary.
Pretty much. There we are. This is what's the wiki called? Imagination Companions, a Foster's wiki. Oh. Always like the art style of this show. I never watch much of it, but it's all good. It's got some fun, creative designs. Chib, what's on the wiki block for you?
Well, I was recently reminded through Twitter that Advance Wars is a thing that I know about. So I'm doing Advance Wars.
Wonderful. Aren't they making a new one of those or something?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Cool. And Christi, I guess, would tell us. Maybe Christi can, if they're not currently taking delivery.
Well, it says
Maybe type
WoW
in.
there, so I'm going to assume that means World of Warcraft. That, or
Oh,
she's
right,
just
yeah.
really enthused about all of these.
Yeah, you got it right.
Look, I'm bad at picking up hints.
I mean, it
Okay.
could have been just like, wow, food.
And that's what it could have been like. Oh, they've arrived. You know, wow, they're here. Look, I'm bad. Don't worry about it. Cool. So we have a bunch of stuff going on. I guess.
Yet again, this week we have something where if you're not sure, give it big pauldrons. That's the only design element I remember about World of Warcraft, just really big pauldrons.
Really
and I
big
mainly
pauldrons.
remember that because when the movie came out, which I never saw, so I don't know how good or bad it was, basically everyone was taking the main characters and go, this doesn't look like a World of Warcraft character, makes the pauldrons huge. This looks like a World of Warcraft character.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
And by fair, I mean that they did that to themselves. I don't know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start on the opposite end of the rota. I should stop calling it a rota. This is not a strict thing. This is just to make sure everyone gets to draw and suggest.
No, keep calling it a rotor.
Keep calling it a rota. Unfortunately, the best way of doing this, I think, is... Oh, no, we could do it a different way. Do you know what? I'll start. And I will start with a chibi suggestion.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry, I
Oh,
gave you
okay.
plenty of advanced warning, if you'll pardon the pun.
I will not. Thank you very much.
It's not intentional.
Yeah. You have Sturm.
Dum.
Sturm, like storm, but with an U.
Sorry, what?
Storm, but with a U.
Oh, okay, right.
Sure.
Like Sturm and Drang. I get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like the German word for storm.
Yeah. It is raining. It makes sense.
Yeah, appropriate. He is an ex-leader of Black Hole, and he's the main villain of the first two Advance Wars game.
Okay.
He is an alien who enjoys war and hates peace, as you do.
As you do.
He calls all his enemies worms, because he's a great guy.
Okay, so he's like a bird, I'm guessing. Like, who is the nemesis of the worm? It's a bird.
Appearance-wise, he has a nice hat and a very strange mask.
Bird mask.
Well, it has to be pretty strange if you're putting it on a bird.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's this game has like tanks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's gonna be popping out the top of a little tank. Dip.
Okay. Oh god, it's an angry bird.
Well, snazzy hat and bird mask. I'm thinking Plague Doctor, actually. Is the Plague Doctor an alien? This might make a lot of sense. There's some conspiracy theorists already hurriedly scribbling things down right now.
I mean, makes sense. Maybe.
It does have more eyes because it's an alien.
In the trivia section, it does say Sturm means storm in German. So, you know, as extra confirmation.
That's cool.
Kaku means plan.
I heard people referencing that, and I didn't know what they were talking about, and then I
Okay,
just
so the
saw
fun
the
thing about that one,
screenshot.
yeah, the fun thing about that one is even like the fact that that exists is also a joke. As far as I'm aware, with that particular fan dubbing, that isn't them going, oh, people aren't going to understand this word, because that particular word, it's like there are some things where it's like, well, we could translate this, but the direct translation doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. But this is one of those words where it's like, no, this is a one-for-one word translation. The reason why that exists, though, is because once upon a time, when subs and dubs were still sort of not things you could officially get, and you just sort of had VHS copies of copies of copies of copies that got passed around, you'd have people who were writing subs, translating them, so people who don't understand spoken Japanese can figure out what's going on. And there are some shows where they'd go, okay, we have this word, we need a little bit more culture context so people can understand this word. And so there'd be the subtitles, and then there'd be a little asterisk of here's a little bit of context so you can understand what the heck they're talking about here, especially for things like puns that don't make sense in English and whatnot. Some people, however, took that and sort of ran with it, and so you'd have some unofficial subs where the person was just sort of using asterisks all over the place to just sort of show off how smart they were. And people got annoyed with it. And then people started making fun of it. And that's how we got Hikaku Means Plan.
Oh, so it's a tongue-in-cheek thing.
Oh, yes.
No, that makes it less fun.
I still think it's pretty funny, though, mainly because it's like, okay, the order of events to happen here, in order for this to come up as a thing. How annoying were these people?
Yeah, that's fair. like for it to be something like understood enough to be used as a kind of to be disseminated as a joke, like that must have been, you know, not just like one or two people doing it. It must have been a more prominent thing.
Yep.
And here I am in blissful ignorance, not knowing animus. Today I discovered a Twitter account which just retweets BBC News headlines translated into uwu speak, and that is the closest I have come to anime.
But I guess not even close.
I never said it was close. I said it was the closest.
But still.
Yeah, closer is still closer, even if you're still, like, leagues away.
Yeah, nope.
Be alarmed.
No! I'm alarmed.
I'm back with foods.
Yay!
Food.
I'd like this plague doctor little tentacle person.
This is
And now it's an
Sturm.
alien. Now it's an alien tank.
Now
is-
today.
it's an alien.
Perfect.
Like,
Thank you for.
I don't know. I cannot possibly envision a situation in which this is not accurate. Like, this is exactly what was described to me.
I'd play this game. This looks like a fun time.
I mean, I like this
Space
design a
Invader
lot.
game.
I mean, I think I'm done. I think I've pretty much nailed it.
Perfect. I'll give you the less cute Sturm.
I'm perfectly happy to be known as the person who did the cuter version. Ooh. You can't prove that under that cloak is not a massive tentacle.
I can't prove that now.
Ooh. Oh, God. Ow! Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing that. Stop it.
Also, I kind of want an XCOM with this sort of alien popping up.
Oh yeah,
But
QX, go on.
You expect like these big, beefy aliens to come mess up your day, and psychics and whatnot. It's just one of these little dudes floating around in this little saucer tank.
I mean, have we looked inside a cyber disk? It might just be this.
I mean, do we want to look inside a cyber disk?
I'm not sure we do, no. That is a good point. Hi, Kira.
Hi, Kira.
This is
It's really
Sturm.
funky little alien.
It's Sturm.
Sturm.
Sturm. Eventually, I will draw their companion Drang. That is bad joke.
Yes, it is.
All right then, that's done. It was oddly fast. I usually take bloody ages. Cool. Ragdoll, do you want to give something to Chibi?
All right. Let's see if I get a furry.
You said there are animals. I have high hopes.
Yes. Well, there's also a lot of people.
No, you didn't say that. Hello.
I mean, it's anime. There's anime style. A lot of anime style characters. Oh, okay. You get Zealous Wilder, who is an anime boy, very pretty boy. He is a key protagonist in Tales of Symphonia and one of the Chosen, which is that's a plot thing. I won't go into that because at some point I want to play the game on stream and you get to see the giant mess that is Zelos. So let's see. Appearance.
Wait, it's a game series you like and it's a giant mess. You need to do a draw through. That's how this works.
Yeah.
What's that? Slightly loud.
Okay,
Where's a written description? Okay, so he's a ladies' man.
Oh, I've brought
Um,
up man before on this program.
yes.
Hey, guess what? Kiro knows what this is.
So
All-knowing
you
Kiro.
also, yes. So
Sorry.
you also know how much of a mess Zelos is. So he's a ladies' man. He dresses in all pink and white though. So, Jesus. Where's a written description of what he looks like? Or I'm just gonna sit here and describe him a little bit.
Hello again. Sorry, the internet on my computer wasn't stable.
That's okay.
Plot stuff. That's plot stuff.
I guess you were having some sort of trouble with the hello that you wrote.
Me. I thought you were gone.
No, we're here.
Yeah. So, ladies' man, long hair, coat, long gloves, and he wields swords and daggers.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, depending on how much you can fit under a cloak, you could probably make just repurpose Sturm. Slight recoloring, it'd be fine.
No, let's see how well I know my anime tropes.
You can't have a cheap drawing without fur.
His hair.
I mean, also called hair, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, he does have very long hair, so do what you will with that.
Yeah, are we talking like very long as in Sephiroth very long, or very long as in like...
It's anime, so probably Sephiroth.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just imagining an absolutely enormous afro, and I think that's just... I want to draw that now.
Oh god, Zelos with an afro. That would be very funny.
No, he's anime. He needs the danglies.
Oh yeah, danglies.
Yay.
Yes, just make him as pretty boy as possible, and you will probably be close to the mark.
I remember working so hard on getting those danglish right as a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Those languages can cut.
Kiro has played a lot of Tales of.
Yes. The only ones I have played myself are Abyss and Symphonia, but I have watched other people play a lot of the others. It's a time.
Did I have one? I might have had one of those on Steam actually. Let's have a look.
You're not-
Yeah, there's Symphonia is on Steam, Zillia I think is on Steam, and Mysteria? There's one other.
Other areas.
Yes, lots of areas.
Surface area. Sorry, that was really stupid.
It really got me.
Oh yeah, I have Tales of Symphonia. I don't know what I got it, but I've got it.
All of those bundles.
Yeah. Well,
It's an interesting series. There's
multiplayer.
there are sometimes it's sort of interesting though, because with some of them it's like, oh, we're playing with these deep philosophical questions, and then the next scene over we're chasing around sky pirates
Yeah, Sky Pirates.
for reasons and dealing with
Sky
small
Rats.
cat creatures for
Skittens.
humor reasons. And then afterwards we
I
get to
can't
deal with
remember how to draw.
and then after we deal with the sky pirates, we get to talk about abuse of the church, because this is anime and we're very original.
It is most definitely very anime, Chip. You're doing good.
Chibi has also lost pen pressure again, so
Yes. Give it to me once and never again. That's a
I not
face.
stop.
What's wrong with your face?
how can you truly suffer if you do not know what you're missing?
Yeah. No.
This is looking anime though. You're definitely along the right track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely the pretty boy smarmy character
I'm
from every
trying
anime
my
ever.
best. I'm trying my absolute best.
Hey, you didn't get an animal. So there is
What
that.
did you say? Long coat or something?
Yes,
Very,
he's
very
got a
long
long coat on and long gloves.
God
Long-
damn it, the dangling.
Sorry, I just imagined that just the fingers are too long. Don't think that's what you mean by long gloves.
I
Dangling
do
bits
not,
are
but that
getting
is
in
a
the
pun
way
here.
of this gigantic collar. I'm sorry.
Yes. Giant collar is a must.
How does this make sense?
I mean, it's
How
anime.
does
It doesn't have
anything-
to. We go as extra as possible.
Kind of making a cooler Sephiroth.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I feel like if you do know what you're doing in
Yes,
this
cats.
game, that things are
Thank you, Kiro. I had forgotten what those things were called.
penguinists.
Yeah, so a lot of so there's more than one depending on the series that you in, but one of the reoccurring races are these thing called cats. I don't know what they look like in every single game, but in Tales of the Abyss, they look kind of like really small people wearing cat costumes.
Of course. Just
And yeah, they're mostly inside areas that you can sort of avoid. They're mostly played for humor in that one.
like I'm imagining something like kind of tingle adjacent kind of thing.
Oh,
You're not far off,
Right.
actually.
Cows and
If-
turtles with Zs.
if-
Good.
If we don't get that one of them in one of the random things, I might just find a picture of one of them and put it in the Discord so you
That's
guys
fair.
can see.
it can't get any more close than the Persona one.
Yeah. The fact that I even remember its name just so that I know what to avoid is significant. I don't remember anything we've done on these streams, but I remember that.
No one can forget it, even if they want to.
I just want to show my appreciation for the word penguinists. It sounds like somebody who plays the penguin. It's just a very funny image.
Penguinist.
Oh, that would be. I mean, they have all sorts of weird instruments and orchestras. And yes, the cats are not as cursed as Mara. And
Awesome.
I'd even argue they're not quite as cursed as Tingle, but there's a similar vibe.
We've got
Christi, and Chibi, this is amazing.
yeah,
I like this.
It is.
got the very low cut top thing going into a studded belt with absolutely on point. I don't know anything about this game, but in terms of general anime,
I mean, this does look like something Zelos would wear.
It looks like something I would love as a teenager, and still probably.
Another studded belt. One is never
yes,
quite enough.
never enough. I don't know.
That needs to be back in style.
A lot of the sort of anime stylings in games that I've sort of come to know has been obviously from Final Fantasy. So Nomura has ruined my brain with regards to belts and zips and.
I mean, I think he's ruined everyone's. It's like once you experience his games, it's like, well, we're just putting belts everywhere. Why? I don't know. That's just the style. It's the style you've absorbed from Nomura.
I mean, he peaked with Lulu, right? Belt skirt is.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, do wristwatch have any use other than it's a belt for your arm?
I mean,
Yeah, but usually you only have like one wristwatch.
Long gloves.
You-
I
you te-
remember that.
tend not to have two watches and a couple of tourniquets just for fun. Like,
I mean, maybe. You don't know.
The only places where I can think of where it's like, no, we legitimately need multiple clocks here are places where you're doing business with like other time zones where it's like drastically different time zone from that. So, but usually those are like on the wall, not on your wrist.
yeah. Oh, I just love the idea of somebody in the stock market just pulling up their sleeve and there being a dozen watches, all with like, Tokyo and Berlin and. Oh, it's a very silly idea.
That is a very silly idea. Very funny though.
What's the weird hand thing go?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Y'all know what I mean.
Yes.
Probably.
He's
I'm
being
trying to
fancy.
remember how it goes.
Well, I guess if you like put your hand up how you think it goes and then draw it off of that, maybe. Because yeah, fingers. How to fingers.
I don't think there's been an occasion in the last 5 years in which I have drawn a hand and not made my hand do that position for reference. Where does the thumb go again? Sometimes I screw up. The picture that I did today, Malachi on his right hand has 4 fingers and on his left has 3. So don't look too closely at these things. Been a while since I've done that one.
Or some timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly happened and you only had 3 fingers at that point?
There is some. It's not timey-wimey, it's spacey-wacy in FF5.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Is there timey-wimey stuff in 5? There's the void, I guess, is sort of outside of time, probably. Anyway.
Something like this. I put a hand too close to his face, I think. It's like.
Look at what's in my head.
It's a very weird salute he's doing right now.
It's a good freaking hand.
In Britain, that's not a salute. Ah, there we go.
Right, you guys do the 2-finger instead of the 1-finger.
Oh no, the 2-finger is just a less severe version of the 1-finger.
Yep.
Probably
That's good.
needs
Yeah.
another arm as
So
well.
the 1-finger is a kind of sign of aggression. A 2-finger is a sign of like, screw you.
What have I drawn?
Anime, not anime, knowing people misconceptions going on there. I could imagine.
Yeah, the hand gestures around the world are always interesting. How different they are, and what they
Yeah.
mean in different places.
Just put it
Yep.
down like that, I guess.
Good old body language, where context matters. We
We don't
had
use
an
body language a lot
And
where I'm from.
Yeah. We
Like
had an
stay
entire section about that in one of my ed classes, where basically it was like, hey, by the way, if you're teaching a classroom with a mix of students from different cultures, because that happens a lot in the States, be aware!
Hmm.
Body language isn't the same everywhere. This is a very fancy boy.
Yeah.
Why are you
I love-
doing so good?
I'm certainly doing something.
And that something is good. Oh,
I
you be-
know my
Yeah.
anime tropes. I know what anime looks like.
you'll be pleased to
I
know
know
that
my.
my bot has just informed me that feet have just joined the chat. Hello, feet.
Not in this drawing. Yeah.
We're not on that side of Wiki yet.
And stuff. And uh it's-
Whoosh.
Yeah. Whoosh,
Fancy
yeah.
hair. And you know what the fun thing is? There are multiple Tails characters who are pretty anime boys with long hair. So even if this doesn't match up with Zelos, this could definitely match up with a couple of other different characters as well.
Not just one, a couple.
Yeah, there's
Damn.
there's many pretty anime boys.
What was that? BDG Unraveled, where he took a bunch of characters from a series and basically grouped them into categories and said, well, these 5 people are basically the same. And
Oh, Fire Emblem.
oh, Fire Emblem, that was it.
Am
See,
I
the fun thing
missing
about Fire
anything?
Emblem is that with that one, there's like unit tropes where it's like, okay, this is essentially the same unit. We're just changing the hair color a little bit to make the sprite look a little different.
Ooh, gloves.
Yeah, when she put the hair down, I was just kind of like, this sort of looks more like Yuri, but you know, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Well-
I think this is him. I think I got everything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did a freaking
Yeah.
finish.
That you've met the prompt. So let me.
To be fair, some of the prompt was, different colours, and that's tricky. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, but
This
I
is
wanted
my
to point it
color.
out
Ooh.
because very
Oh.
pink boy.
Oh, stop doing that.
Aw.
Yeah. Did and not what I imagined, but I think I got close.
And ironically, an incredibly tragic character.
Of
We'll get
course
to
he
that
is.
eventually.
Do you
I
mean,
mean-
do you mean like tragic or tragic? As in,
Unironically.
look at those clothes, tragic.
No, I mean that entirely unironically.
Although to be fair, the
Yes.
outfits, I quite like it.
Yes. He is a character.
Oh no, tragedy. He looks so happy. Well, it kind of looks like he's trying not to notice that somebody's just farted next to him. But Maybe that's
Very
just me.
specific, Chris.
It looks like he's like there's a smell going on there, and I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna talk about it. Oh, that's a better picture.
Might be hovering.
I have been looking at the first picture, by the way. So that looks, yeah, he doesn't look like somebody's just farted there. Yeah,
Well, mine can also be an anime character, so I'm happy with that.
they look like brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, if that does look like something he would probably wear, although the hair reminds me more of a different character, though that's partially because you've got the hair pulled back without the bandana bit there.
Yeah.
Got some volume
It
going on,
is
hasn't he?
pretty spot on.
Yes, lots of volume. Zelos
Yeah.
is
I was
very
thinking
pretty.
of tropey long anime hair for boys when they are a mysterious character.
Yes, and there is a. Oh, now I know. This reminds me of the hairstyle you've got there reminds me of Ash. I'll show you him later if we don't get him.
Oh yeah, I guess we've got to be careful about that.
Yeah, because I don't know who I'm going to be getting. But yeah, lots of mysterious, long-haired anime boys. Some more mysterious than others.
Anyway, yeah.
Right.
Okay. First time I've drawn in an anime style for years.
I think you did a
So-
very good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kiro, don't worry
Yay.
about pictures just yet. If we don't get either of them up in the random thing, I'll put a picture of both of them in so everyone can see them. But we'll wait on that. Because who knows? Yeah, Kiro knows, yeah.
Oh,
I love that Kira immediately was like, yes, absolutely, you're right. Anyway,
cool. Right.
Right.
Christy, do you want to give a prompt to Ragdoll?
Yeah.
From WoW. Wow.
From wow.
Wow.
Wow. Just wow.
I have them already pulled up on my computer, which is not doing a very good job. So let's see. You have Puzzle Master Low.
Possum Master?
Yeah, Puzzle Master.
Oh, hustle.
As in the mammal, as in the marsupial.
Puzzle Master as in jigsaw puzzles.
Oh,
and
puzzle.
Puzzle.
Okay.
I thought you said hustle. The hustle master.
It is.
there were some miscommunications going on there between
I
puzzle,
had
hustle, and possum.
I had a sound with my headphone on my computer, but it just decided to poop.
If you want to do an alternative drawing of a hustling, puzzling possum, you're more than welcome to.
Yes. Until then, you have Puzzle Master Low. It's a Pandarian from the heart of Azeroth.
Oh, this is even better. I get to draw a panda.
Yes. Beating those puzzles will award you with some stuffs. So he makes you puzzles.
Wait, feeding them
He's a
puzzles?
Pandarian.
I think he said beating the puzzles.
Oh, right. It's miscommunication. Discord, I blame you.
I shouldn't have been over prepared in using my computer today.
Yeah, so Pandarians are the big panda.
Big panda boy.
Big panda boy.
Pandarian does sound a bit like, you know, so it's like the Pandarians are meeting the Humanites.
It also sounds like a delicious type of pancake or something.
Yeah.
Don't eat the Pandarians. They
Don't feed or eat the Pandarians.
yeah, so we get big.
Big.
This is a good shape. It's actually a potat.
Potato.
It's a good potat.
Big potato man. Means that I don't have to figure out much in the way of definition of body because they're just big. They
Yes.
are
Put up.
Just big.
Adjective, big. Definition, this.
This big. You have inadvertently drawn a hat somehow, which is very hard.
Oh, yeah.
Though you have now erased some of the prim.
No, it's a hat with an apple balancing on top of it. You're looking from below. No, it's a bomb.
bear. Big bear.
Big bear.
Aw.
Big
Potat
bear. Big
Big.
potat.
Big potato
Oh
bear.
my gosh. Now I know why Kung Fu Panda is called Po. It's a potat.
Hello, my name is Poe, short for
Sure,
patat.
that's it. Yes.
It's the
I
only
mean,
solution.
Only his mother calls him
seems reasonable
patat.
to me.
Everyone calls him Poe.
Oh,
It's a very big plot point in Kung Fu Panda too.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he does find his mother in one of those. Or
only watched the
birth
first one,
family.
but it was pretty
I
good.
know. I know in one of them he finds his birth family.
Oh, but he's Puppy with the restaurant. Why do I
Yeah,
remember
well,
this movie so well?
I haven't seen it.
like I'm pretty sure Goose Dad is still in the picture, but
Yay!
Goose Dad.
I was thinking so.
Yes. Who's that?
his dad is a goose,
Cool.
His dad is a
and
goose.
there is a hilarious scene
No wonder
where
he learns how to fight.
tells Tigress that it's like, I just found out that my dad isn't my dad, and Tigress is just like, your dad the goose, and Poe just sort of nods, and Tigress is just like, that must have been very strange for you.
Just way too smart for this conversation.
Yeah, Tigress is just kind of like,
I'm just gonna leave before I explode.
yeah, if I remember correctly, the Pandarians are, it's a very Southeast Asian style for their clothes, which I'm not going to be able to replicate.
It does have I wouldn't. Is there a word between classic and stereotypical that's not like bad loaded? Like it's not. It's not a stereo. Is it a stereo?
Classio-typicac. Yeah, I'm going with classio-typicac. That's my...
We'll just switch the words together.
Look, yes. Thank you for that very good word.
You're welcome.
We'll go the German route and just sort of squish words together as we need them.
Yes. Who
I
needs
mean, it's
hyphens?
Whatever works. And there's and you could just come up with all sorts of words that way. There was a crochet pattern I wanted to use to make a friend some gloves that I found out afterwards was written in German, but it had pictures to go with it, and with patterns it's like, okay, well, most stitches there's a fairly standardized way of describing them, so I should probably be fine with the pictures and then Google Translate, except there was one word that Google Translate refused to translate at all. So I sent it to a friend of mine who is a history major, which basically means she had to take at least a couple semesters of a lot of different European languages. And it was just kind of like, okay, can you tell me what this word means? And she's like, literally, yes, but I don't think it will help you. Because the word literally meant small mouse bites, like little nibbling bites. And it's like, you're right, that does not help me. But from context, we were able to figure out that it was sort of implying that it's like this sort of delicate fringe type thing. So it looks sort of like a mouse has been nibbling on the edges of it.
Ah.
Oh, that's awesome. Specific words, yay!
Yay!
Sorry about that whole thing, but yay, it's fun.
Oh, it was hilarious, but it was just kind of like, okay, it's a good thing this is an extra bit because I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, it's always. I remember in studying maths, you can always tell when something was, invented by a German mathematician, because the word is always 5 times longer than anyone else.
Being specific has its uses.
Yeah, I mean, it's more
yeah.
useful than your typical English one, which is let's steal a word that already exists but change its meaning, which is not helpful.
Yeah, especially if it means some very different things in layman's terms. Like,
Yeah.
whoever decided to name imaginary numbers as imaginary numbers.
Oh, God.
Yeah, come fight me in the pit.
And even just complex, even just complex numbers. They're not complicated. It's just a complex of numbers. You're so bad at naming things.
Like, I know why it was done. It's to be in sort of opposition to quote unquote real numbers, but still, come fight me in the pit. The number of times I've had to deal with a student who thinks, oh, so that means that these numbers don't exist and don't matter. It's just kind of like, no.
They're just the solution to a
that
problem.
Would have been, that question.
There's just an algebraic problem that crops up. We didn't have a number for it, so we made one, like we did with, pi and the square root of 3. Numbers are defined in different ways.
Yeah. And some numbers only exist in certain contexts. So
like it's impossible to count -3 apples, but you can have a concept of owing someone an apple. You just need the context to make the number make sense.
That's where I began to lose interest in maths, is when it stopped being apples and pears.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just as soon as it stops having a concrete meaning for you, I can understand losing that. I enjoy the abstraction.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
That's usually where I lose my students. Once you start abstracting things, that's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it took humanity a long time just to abstract out the idea of zero as
zero.
a concept instead of just...
I think we had imaginary numbers before we had zero, didn't we? At the very least, a few small negative square roots and things like that, but maybe not the concept of imaginary numbers. But yeah, zero was invented in like 900 AD, something like that. It's surprisingly
something
recent.
Like that. The first time I know of that we had like an actual symbol for it was somewhere over in India, and basically they had it because they needed a better way to represent really, really big numbers.
Oh, so that was...
Zero came from adding a 0 to a number.
Yeah, so...
I guess more like a digit than a number.
The idea of, so first it was a zero placeholder, like where previously it was just we leave a gap here and hope for the best. Thank you, Sumerian number systems.
Hope the gap is big enough for people to understand that it's a gap.
Yeah, and that's basically the problem, because if someone had messy handwriting, as it were, it's impossible to tell if someone means 10 or 100 or 1.
Yeah. So the Romans just came up with another letter, but with, the decimal system, as it were. We require that sort of placeholder meaning. There's nothing here. But yeah, just I feel like that is one of the most important advances in sort of humanity, is this concept of saying, okay, we can think of nothing as a thing in and of itself. That's quite philosophically important, I think.
And we thinking about it. Oh my god. thinking about it, and then thinking about having not being able to think about it.
Yeah. It's a complicated system. Yeah, but even like, I think it was, I was watching a thing about, there was this American professor, sort of, I can't remember when this was, in the 90s or something like that. And they set a little summer project for the students, basically saying, hey, get this machine to recognize a table and tell whether or not something put in front of it is a table or not. And there's a problem they're still working on, so that, I feel bad for those students. But
yeah, that's hard. I mean,
That's what you
there's
call an ongoing project.
but there
well,
was
and sort of the yeah,
I-
that's just sort of an AI problem in general.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why the CAPTCHA thing works is because computers are very bad at recognizing objects with other objects.
the
So you put a tree in front of a tank, and then suddenly the computer has no idea what the heck it is.
the thing that made me think about is how kind of I guess it is in a sense logical, but it's also intuitive. The idea of a whole is, like, what is a whole? in order for you to understand what a whole is, you have to understand what should be there.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of like a couple of steps sort of removed from just looking at a thing and realizing what it is. You know, how would you get a computer to work out what a whole is? And that's the sort of first step along the road to, you know, thinking of 0 as a number and all that sort of
The
stuff.
Donut holes.
Yes. Donut holes. Donut hole math.
Topology. A donut is a coffee mug.
Yes.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so
That's not smart enough.
topology is a field of mathematics that's basically interested in, if all we can do is sort of stretch things around, no taping bits together, no poking holes in it, what aspects of a shape stay the same. So
Hmm.
a donut has one hole in it. So it's a ring around a single hole. A coffee mug is also a ring around a single hole. Now, granted, part of that ring has been sort of stretched like silly putty, but it has not been broken and it has not been reconnected to itself anywhere. So, topologically, a donut is a coffee mug.
'Cause they both
And a
have
coffee
one
mug
hole.
is a donut. Yes, because they both have one hole.
That's funny. Like, I never think so abstractly. I don't know if that's the
It's
correct
because
word. But
largely you don't have to. That's why.
also, just it doesn't come natural to me. But then when you explain it, I'm like,
Yeah.
I get
Well,
it.
and then it's also because you're also like, these are things you're used to. And humans are very good about putting things in categories. Now, sometimes we're
Yeah.
very bad at identifying what category it needs to go into, but we're very good at categorizing things. That's why we're so good at identifying like what dogs are, even though you look at 5 different dogs and they can be very differently shaped, but we all know, hey, it's a dog, because it's statistically unlikely to not be a dog based off of what we know about dogs. So for you, you've got coffee cup and donut, and these are two separate things. You've put them in their own separate bins because
Do not eat the cup.
objectively, a coffee cup, do not eat the cup. Do not try and pour your coffee into the donut. It's not going to work. But
But
that's
do
not what.
dip donut in coffee.
Yes, do dip the donut in the coffee. That works. But that's not what topology is looking at. It's not looking at how you're using it. It's asking about, well, what's going on with like the physical structure of it. And physical structure wise, they're the same.
Yeah.
Also, bringing things back round to old JRPGs, JRPG world maps, they're donuts as well.
Yes, they are donuts.
I-
Except for a few that are just flat earths.
Yeah, true.
Oh God. Oh no.
If you have a square that loops on sort of both parallel sides, as it were, topologically, that's a donut. I always wanted to print out like the old Final Fantasy maps as donuts, like make nets of
Like
them and then put them
balls.
together, have them on my shelf.
That'd be interesting.
By the way, sorry about that loud crunch earlier. I gave my dog a French fry, and I didn't know it was one of the very crispy ones. He
Aw.
very much enjoyed it, but it was loud. I'm sorry.
Good. I didn't.
Yeah, good.
hear it.
Okay, well, I don't think this is exactly what the guy looks like, because
Yeah.
I know they have fancier clothing than this. But this is a panda with a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I've
Puzzle
given him some fancy
Panda.
clothing. Yes,
What was her
Puzzle
name?
Panda.
It wasn't Poe, that was Kung Fu Panda, wasn't it? What was this? Puzzle.
Oh, Chris, you remember something.
I remembered something.
Oh, right. They typically have the like stereotypical thin Chinese.
Yeah, that's what I
Ah.
tried to say, but very much didn't.
Yeah, so they got these little.
Yeah,
things.
okay.
I didn't want to say stereotypical because it is like a traditional thing, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah, like you see in a lot of their old art, they've got the. I mean, not everyone. It's mostly people who are like in the court or whatnot have those really thin facial hair and then like the top knots and whatnot.
It does have a name, doesn't it?
And-
so
It's
it's
stuck
a
with-
stereotype of a tradition.
It's stereotypical in a way, as in this gets portrayed this way a lot in Western media.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I said, the only like actual art I've seen of people with those styles, it's not like people working out in the field or whatnot. It's usually people in like the high court. So
It's
it's,
an
sort of like
aristocratic
saying,
sort of thing.
oh, yeah, it's sort of like saying that all people from the UK wear tiaras.
I
You
wish.
don't.
I mean, no comment.
Okay, so there's my bear.
What was their name?
Beautiful.
It was not Poe.
What was their name?
Posal Master.
Puzzle
Puzzle
master.
Master.
The possum
comes.
master.
The puzzling, hustling possum master. Right. I remember that. I remember the made-up
I was
thing we had, but not the
remember
actual
that.
name. Okay,
I
Christi.
mean, to be fair, the thing we made up is funnier.
Well, yeah. Okay, Christi. Let's get you an imaginary friend. Okay. Oh, okay, fair enough. You have Pischetti. Pischetti, which is apparently a mispronunciation of spaghetti. Yeah. Pischetti is a aqua green, short, round cyclops with scales and long eyelashes.
Oh. Sounds cute.
They look like a friend.
Scaly, long eyelashes, cyclops.
Yeah, they look like a vase. That's pretty much what I'm going to give you.
They look like a vase.
They look like a vase.
Sorry, my dog just saw someone on the street. Shut up, please. Bark.
They look like they have like 7 fingers. Don't worry about that.
A vase with 7 fingers.
Yeah. Actually,
Spaghetti
the fingers also look like their hair, so it might just be.
What?
This show has a great art style. I love it. It's so creative. Sounds like a mispronunciation of spaghetti. Yeah.
I figure working on this show was probably pretty great because basically it's like even if your anatomy is bad, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's a good. The design. I love the designs in this show.
Oh, it's Rob Liefeld.
Not quite that. Rob Liefeld is trying to make something that looks right.
Is he though?
We think so. Best guess. Nobody has actually had contact with him. He's not seen a human in decades, but
That is a great hand. At least I'm assuming that's the hands.
It's the long hair thingies.
yeah, okay.
Yes, and it is.
Yeah.
I heard long fingers that reminds you of hair.
It didn't remind me of hair. It looks like the hair of this character.
Okay.
No,
But go with it.
Right.
Yeah, no, okay. Like,
Shush.
as soon as something is drawn, it becomes canon. We know this. Nothing can be erased in this.
I mean, things can be erased, just not like changed that much.
Yeah, if things can't be erased, I will have some issues
Whoa.
because I typically draw in something and then like sort of use negative space to fix it. Like, let's just make a blob and then use negative space to put the thing where we need it.
Oh, that's a good
There's
technique.
actually a artist I follow who does that a lot when drawing like crowds. He'll just sort of draw in a bunch of blobs and then use negative space to sort of make them look more like people.
Oh yeah, I've done that. That's good. Get the silhouette right and then carve.
I guess I'll just have to draw both arms then. Stupid program.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get things to flip either when I was drawing the Bust of the Apocalypse. That's why it ended up being the Bust of the Apocalypse, because my initial idea was just kind of like a ring of the three of them. But I couldn't flip the guy around, so everyone was just facing the same direction.
There I don't know if that's the canvas though. There is a button at the top that says flip
Yeah,
horizontally.
I flip the canvas, but then I both things. So that's not helpful.
Oh well, it's a free program. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Well, we can.
Complain a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very Danish to complain, so you
It's
know.
also very Dutch to complain.
It's
so.
very British to complain.
There's also a difference between complaining amongst ourselves and making a production out of it. So I'm not gonna like track down whoever the staff is for Aggie.io and then like invade their DMs and say your free program doesn't have this, that, or the other. Yeah, that's
Hashtag cancel Aggio. Bring him down. I know.
Any face descriptions I missed while I was playing with the layers?
Oh, well, Cyclops, naturally. The face is minimal. I'm going to say the face is minimal.
Minimal.
I remember eyelashes.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
A minimalist face.
This whole show has quite a fun minimalist aesthetic.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Like even the human characters are.
Oh yeah, there's fun shapes going on
fairly
there.
Simple.
They're not like, you know, I don't think any two human characters have the same silhouette.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those series where it's like the silhouette definitely stands out, which you can't say for all series, which is, you know, sometimes fine, especially if it's like background characters and we only want to spend so much time designing them. But the fact that even most of the side characters are like, this doesn't look like anything else you've ever seen before.
Yeah, I mean, this is... I can read you their entire entry. Pischetti is a minor character, an imaginary friend who lives at Foster's. Pischetti is aqua green, short, round Cyclops imaginary friend with scales and long eyelashes. In Bad Dare Day, Pischetti dares Mac to shout boogers into the loudspeaker, to which he accepts. And that's it. Oh, Pischetti's name is likely based off the common mispronunciation of spaghetti. There we are.
I mean, it's cute, but most of the imaginary friends are pretty cute.
Yeah, I would say cute. So they look kind of grumpy there.
Do I just do that?
It's minimalist.
Yeah.
Why this? I didn't try to make it a horror this time.
Did you not? It just happened.
Actually, didn't.
I mean,
I like this design though.
It's good design.
With some of the Foster characters, the main reason why it doesn't look horrifying is because they're drawn cutesy and cartoony. I'm sure there's art out there of people drawing quote unquote realistic designs where it's just kind of like, oh god, what is this?
Let's have a look, shall we?
Oh dear.
That is a good notion.
How does rotate? Cause I did a Leany Boy.
Oh,
Can you
I
rotate?
don't know.
I know you can. I know you
think
can
you can.
move things.
if you do go to transform, I think there's a place where you can grab the corner or something and you can rotate it. I think.
Or maybe he's just a Leany Boy.
Possibly just a Leany
Boy.
I mean, if I recall, the last time I encountered this as a problem, I ended up basically just putting boxes underneath the character's feet. Just
Didn't you do that with Spider-Man?
yes. Oh, okay, 3 legs. At least
Did it
3.
I know.
specify an amount of legs?
Um,
I really like this design though.
again, now it's been drawn. Cannot possibly offer more information because this is now real.
Just like the idea of this character like always like holding their hands above their head to mimic hair. Such a weird concept, but I really like it for some reason.
It's why they're called Pischetti, because their fingers are like Pischetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
Did I miss anything?
I mean,
Well,
I like this friend.
No, scaly, short. I guess we don't have reference for that. Eyelashes. Yeah.
I guess I didn't listen to the short part.
Well, they
Maybe
can still be short.
short.
Yeah,
Could
for all
just
we
be
know, he
long.
only comes up to like a person's waist.
Yeah.
Would make it less horrifying. Yeah, I'm
He's a
done.
little skittery dude.
Marvelous. Well, I think they're a friend in their own way. They look quite. They look
Yeah.
kind of shy. Bless them.
I'd like to see them blink.
Nobody has ever seen them blink. Yeah.
This
Okay,
is
now we're going into horror
SCP.
territory.
There we go.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I almost just made the eye a thing without a border because I was like, didn't that show have that kind of art style?
Yeah, there's not a lot of line art. Yeah.
I
It's-
almost did it, but I was like, how do I connect a shoulder to an eye?
So there's your mistake. You had a
Yeah.
shoulder.
Yeah, that was the mistake.
I like this.
He's a
Image
very
as well.
round boy. Right?
Like
I
a-
like how these two
like a
have sort
grump.
of like opposite design.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Pischetti is like round, like squat and round, and
Yeah.
yours is like long.
Yeah.
It could be a
There's
double
a
act.
Similar character,
Puzzle.
opposite directions.
Spaghetti versus spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for this good prompt. I really enjoyed drawing this.
Yeah. It's a good time. So I thought this would be a good wiki because it's got some fun
Yeah,
stuff in it.
that's just so fun. I would honestly watch it again. It's a-
Yeah. I only saw a few episodes, but I remember liking it. It was a bit towards the end of my time watching cartoons as a kid. Ho hum, we can always go back because now it is the age of adults watching cartoons again
Yeah.
and realizing
Nothing wrong with.
it's just a medium for telling stories.
Yep. Just
Um,
don't be a dick to fans in the demographic for the show.
Yeah.
And you're fine.
Cool. Right. Fantastic. So, moving on to round 2. Fight. I guess it's me again, isn't it?
What?
Yeah. I will get a prompt from Christi. I'm gonna do a WoW. Big pauldrons.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. I'm drawing. Nope. I've forgotten his name.
Puzzle.
What's his name?
Puzzle.
Puzzle.
No.
Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson. There we go.
That
Got
the
it.
guy?
So
I first thought of Jeff Goldblum, but
Thank-
that's not him.
Thank you for resuscitating my joke. That's very appreciated. I mean, I can draw Jeff Goldblum, but I can't draw Jeff Goldblum. How do you draw Jeff Goldblum?
Just draw the
Draw
pose.
Jeff Goldblum from memory.
No. I watched clips the other day of the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is a film I now really want to watch. And it's the only film I've ever seen Jeff Goldblum in where he fits, because it's just a weird world, and it's like, oh, he fits here. He doesn't seem out of place. Great, because everyone else is also weird. Anyway, sorry.
You have Unat. U apostrophe NAT.
Right. So
Harbinger of the Void is the second and final boss in the Crucible of Storms.
More storms, great. Okay.
Its
But
race
Sturm
is
and Storm.
Naga, if that
Naga?
helps.
Snake?
Yeah. What?
Snake? Naga? Snake?
I guess. I didn't know that.
That's just what pops into my mind. I might be wrong. Storm Snake? Sorry, carry. It's a boss.
It's a boss. There's a lot of the followers of this boss.
Okay.
Why is there so much? There's a whole written out of what the character says in the game with replies and everything.
Well, I hope they're a snake.
I mean, considering it's a boss, it's probably pretty big.
Yeah.
Because most WoW bosses, it's sort of the intent is to go at it with like a party of however many people you can find.
There's a lot about how to kill this boss.
Build?
Kill.
Probably.
Oh, kill.
Yeah.
Sorry. My ears are on strike. I apologize.
So is my ex.
Did you say they were a king or something?
They are the Harbinger of the Void.
Harbinger of the Void. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what I'm getting from that is big pauldrons.
The biggest pauldrons.
Biggest pauldrons. Biggest
Pauldrons
voidiest.
on a snake.
Oh, it's got arms. Oh, let's go away. Chat, go, leave. Thank you.
The most you get from any of this is Unat battles his enemies using the gift of Nsoth, offering power and corruption.
Cool. That's an axe, right?
Yes. How did you know?
It's those German words again.
German just sounds intimidating, I guess.
I mean, if you shouted at people, sure.
Yep.
I mean, that goes for every language, I think.
Okay, right.
Someone shouts at me in English, I'm also gonna be intimidated.
Someone shouting at you in Danish you wouldn't be able to take seriously. I sure can't.
I mean, honestly,
Someone actually shouted at me in Dutch, I'd be very scared.
Yeah.
Because we can be like pretty loud already, so if someone is like actually shouting at you.
They've gotta be shouting.
See, if someone's shouting in English, it sort of depends on the context. Because if they're shouting at you and it's like the middle of the highway, you just sort of shout back or blare your car horn. But I live in an area where we have a lot of like small towns who have their own like festivals and whatnot, and sometimes it's just it's the MC and their mic broke.
Poor voice box.
Oh, it's like a cobra thing.
It
Yeah.
has
That
hair.
is cool.
No, it's like sort of.
I thought
Was a
those
cape.
were like ears.
I thought we had another long flowing hair boy on our hands.
No, it's like.
We all saw different things in that.
Now it's.
I mean, there could still be long flowing hair. You never know.
Just in a ponytail.
Yeah, sure, why not?
When in doubt,
We're
ponytail.
ruining the drawing.
Oh yeah, because it was going to be a great drawing before this.
Honestly, it looks great.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
pretty
very
damn
impressed.
cool.
Look at that anime hair.
A really, really long mohawk.
Like a motorcycle type.
Very nice.
Yakuza Cobra.
Yeah, Kobza. I should think these things out before I start saying them. Really.
No, please don't.
Certainly should think these out before drawing them. What is a pauldron? How do you...
Don't worry about it. The more you think about pauldrons, the less they make sense. So
That's-
just don't think about them.
That is eminently fair.
It's a round boy.
Chaos snake.
This
Chaos.
snake is all.
What is this? Final Fantasy Origins?
I mean, they also have a lot of chaos. Chaos.
Chaos.
You have to defeat chaos.
Gotta defeat chaos.
Someone did a compilation of all the times chaos was said in that trailer, and it is one of the funniest things I have ever seen.
I don't think I have time to watch that.
Is Final Fantasy Origins a new thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a sort of action RPG sort of thing. They're trying to break into the Dark Souls market, but they've decided to do so by making a story set in the first game.
Which is weird because the first game is mostly yield fetch quest.
Yeah, it's basically, hey, we like Dungeons and Dragons. Let's do our own version of that.
Why
Explicitly.
not?
Like, that part of the reason why it was called Final Fantasy is because it was sort of the studio's final hurrah.
Yeah,
So
we're going
they
bankrupt.
were just kind of like, well, yeah, we're going bankrupt. We have enough funding for one more game. Fuck it, let's do a D&D style fantasy thing, and it's our Final Fantasy. And then they made 15 more games.
and spin-offs and this is how snake hands work. Don't argue.
Yeah,
Um
obviously.
Because snakes has hands.
Yeah. I don't think snake hands have rules. Because most snakes don't have hands.
I mean,
But this
find
one-
me a snake
What?
that'll argue against it.
Yeah.
If you came with a preposition of hands to a snake, I do think they would take it.
Power of the Void.
Magic orbs.
Void
Have
orbs.
some of those.
Orb.
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 Vorb.
Oh no.
Oh, that's too close to 4.
Look, you should be very careful talking about these things around us. We've already pinned you as the furry person.
My reputation is already down the drain in this program. I might as well just fully commit to this.
Yeah. I do love how you always call it a program.
Yeah.
Yes, this is episode 7, series 1. Sorry,
That's really
season.
nice.
It's our regularly scheduled program of us doing absolute nonsense.
Yeah. Which isn't all
I'm
in
just-
As
I'm
wow,
just
isn't it?
looking
Should be
at-
runes.
How that elbow,
Don't.
where that elbow is with how the hand is, and I'm just kind of like,
Pretty sure I said
Oh,
don't.
ow.
Pretty sure I said don't.
I think he dislocated his elbow.
It's a snake. They can dislocate their
snake
jaw.
arm.
They can dislocate their elbow.
Yeah,
literally-
obviously.
There's also
It's
only
not
got
a
one.
joint, it's just shaped like a joint.
Actually, do you know, I quite like the fact there's only one pauldron. It wasn't deliberate, but it's good.
Asymmetrical design.
I mean, he's disjointed his other arm. I'm not sure he'd be able to get a pauldron on it anyway.
Sure, that's how snake bodies work. Look, it's the void. The void has strange
Void.
powers. It does odd things.
It
This is-
warps your body and turns it into spaghetti.
This is what happens. We've already seen spaghetti, and they were fine. Sure. This is probably also on fire.
Is that a Viking?
Kiro is also ignoring the elbow.
Good.
That's
We should
fine.
all ignore the elbow. Hashtag ignore the elbow.
I won't.
And
Only looking at the elbow now.
And some
Maybe the
nice
elbow
runes.
isn't as upsetting. It's more just the combination of the elbow with the hand.
yes.
Like if the hand was the other way around, it would be a bit odd, but like it would be fine. But it's just like
It's completely broken.
just zero
very-
bones.
It's very mean.
Do you know what it is?
to point
The-
out these things after the shading.
No. The arm is exactly where you expect it to be, but the void is warping the vision of what's behind it. It's like a
Good
mirage sort of
excuse.
thing. It's
course.
you cannot prove this is not the case.
Cannot.
Yeah,
Cannot.
good
It's a
excuse.
stylistic choice, obviously.
Absolutely. I have libel lawyers.
This is really good.
I mean,
It's good. Shut up.
it's
When you started with the face, I was just like, yes.
it's
Yeah, the
it's
face
there.
is so good.
This is Unsneckman. What was his name?
On Snackman.
Yeah.
Allah.
There was a lot of
Allah?
U's in his name, at least.
It was U apostrophe something.
Unit fire. I
Unit.
think. I Danish there.
It's a real unit.
It's a real unit.
Real
That's his
unit.
name.
Chunky boy. Okay. As I've said before, I'm not done with this, but I'm finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not finished, but I'm done. I always lose track of these things. Oh, it is Snack.
It was unit.
It was what? It was Unut after all.
Unut.
Except this snake
I think
has not
the name
only
is
arms, but three snaky bits. It
Well,
it
unit
somehow
was
has
the
arms
one
and
who
3
made
bodies.
along the way.
The unit was
Oh,
the
that's a
arms we
big eye.
dislocated along the way. Those are pauldrons. Chitinous pauldrons, but pauldrons. It's great, even if it's a bit mind-breaking. That sums up quite a lot of my art.
Does this thing have like 3 tails? What's going on?
Yeah, that's sort
Yeah.
of what it looks like. I'm not quite sure how
The
that
reverse
works.
Hydra.
I know how it works. The designers made the model, and they were like, "Yeah, it's missing something, isn't it? Just do more. Just kind of do more." So they just copied and pasted the snake tail and stuck it in. And it was like, that works.
Reverse
Yeah.
Hydra. Yeah, kind of.
Reverse Hydra.
Yeah, that's what Kira says.
A Drahi.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
Oh,
we
and
have
that
a Drahi.
eyeball.
Eyeball. Let me show eyeball. That feels like it should be against terms of service. Ooh. Get out. Stop doing that. Go away. There.
Also, it looks like it has eyes on its arm.
There's a lot going on with this man.
Does have eyes. Got a nice spear though. Didn't have an axe. Went for a spear.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have Sneck written in runes. I'm disappointed.
I bet this person could dislocate their elbow.
Absolutely.
I bet this person could dislocate your elbow as well.
Yeah. Well, they needed to practice.
You seriously go snack in rooms?
I did.
Yeah.
If that meant that they needed to practice they need to practice on your elbow to dislocate their own elbow, or they dislocate their own elbow for practice to dislocate your elbow.
It depends on how stupid we're assuming this character is. So probably the latter. Hang on, I've got to get this right. I know I need to dislocate their elbow, but I don't know quite how it works, and I'm embarrassed to ask somebody for help, so... Just do it myself. Look, there we go. Thank you, Void. Right. Well, that's... Spaghetti. That was not his name. Unit. That was it. Unit.
Real unit.
Real
Spaghetti.
unit. Right. Chibi. Would you like an imaginary friend? Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Is it the wolf?
It's not.
Okay.
Is it another type of furry?
The word fur is in the article.
Okay.
But I wouldn't necessarily say furry. You have Mabel Licorice.
Maple licorice.
Mabel Licorice. Mabel Licorice, one of the residents at Foster's. She appears as a background character. She appears to resemble a bear-demon hybrid with red fur, pink body, black wings, and large, innocent, baby-like eyes, wearing a white heart shirt.
Okay. That's a lot.
It's a
to
lot.
take in.
It is, yeah. Cute's the main thing, right? But also demon bear. I would less demon, more dragon, I'd say, personally, but...
Okay.
Can it has fur though?
Okay, cute bear.
It's
okay.
apparently
I know.
furry. I would say it's kind of half furry, half scaly. It's difficult to... Which satisfies most of the internet at this point.
Big eyes.
Mhm.
Okay.
They are just
Yeah.
like... They look like something that the designers came up with because they needed something that was too cute.
Okay, so she's drawing another cute bear.
Remember Dr. Yogurt?
It's just dog burr again.
Yeah. Dr. Yogurt approves this imaginary friend.
Sponsored by Dr. Yogurt.
So we have furries and we have bears.
That's my deal, apparently.
Hadn't thought of that.
Big
Happy
eyes.
eyes or
Big.
I would guess spot on.
I mean... Yeah, they're about the right size. Maybe a little small. But generally speaking, you're in the ballpark. Big old shines. You know how to do it.
Just put all that anime in there.
It's an anime candidate.
You drew one anime and now you're infected.
Oh no. The anime infection. Oh, that's cute.
I mean, it's uncanny. You're doing a very good job.
Whittle Bale.
Hold on.
It's even facing the same way. This is great.
We can do a perfect side by side.
Little bow. And little hair popping out of the bow.
Goodness. It's a baby.
It's a baby bear demon.
I gotta work demon in this somehow, but I'm not sure where to start.
It's mostly the lower half. I'll give you that.
Just completely go a different
Yeah.
route with the rest of the baddie.
There's like a T-shirt with a big heart on the front of it, and then from that point down, it's Dragon Demon.
Well, this is my bear face base.
Start with a nice bear base.
Yeah, exactly. Move it a little bit over
And then
here.
beat the devil out of it.
Beat the devil into it.
Tiny body. Heart.
It's an improved version of a Care Bear.
It's an Eldritch version of a Care Bear.
Ooh, not yet, not yet.
Scare Bear.
And little tiny hands.
Little nubbins.
Okay, and demon, I guess. Do I work in demon?
Apparently, the article says that this character is sarcastic, and I literally can't imagine that. Oh my god, they're a lot bigger than I thought they were.
Oh dear.
I mean, not huge. Like, they'll probably come up to, like, I don't know, my sort of stomach height, I guess. But I thought they were quite small. Apparently not.
You thought they were a little critter.
Yeah.
They're still cute.
Yeah, now they just have a very long tail.
Aww.
This definitely looks like something that a small child would decide to have as imaginary friends. Specifically, a small
Yeah.
child that like really likes teddy bears, but is also in their dinosaur phase.
Yeah.
It's like dinosaurs are cool, but also teddy bears.
Maybe
We'll
that's
make
how
a
they came up.
dinosaur
Yeah.
teddy bear.
Yay.
Oh, I just really want to design characters in this universe now. It seems like a really fun world. There's two in the two of these things have happened in the same day. I came up with the idea of doing. Hey, does anyone want to stick their OCs in the Wacky Races world and design cars for them? Anyone ever seen Wacky Races? That was a silly show.
What am I
No,
doing?
I saw what's that with the laughing dog and the pilot crew.
Oh, Catch the Pigeon thing.
Yeah. I saw an episode of that show where there was like a Wacky Races episode of it, I guess. And I've seen that in a couple other cartoons, I think, as a child. I never understood what was going on.
I think Wacky Races is, hey, let's get a bunch of characters from different cartoons and make them race. So I think Dick Dastardly and Muttley, who are there in the Catch the Pigeon thing, they were also in Wacky Races. They were the sort of main antagonists, as it were.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just thought, hey, to design your own Wacky Races characters. That seems like something that you could do.
Does sound fun, except for the designer car part.
Yeah, well, you look at the cars in Wacky Races. You don't have to draw a car.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can draw a house on wheels. It's fine.
Oh, it got little wings.
Or a little literal rock.
A little. Oh, it's Flintstones in it.
There are two cavemen. They basically roll around in a rock.
And it's not the Flintstones?
No.
Damn.
I believe actually the design for those went on to be turned into Captain Caveman. If you've ever watched that. Hanna-Barbera do not throw away ideas.
No, they do not.
They still a thing.
I was just thinking that actually.
I don't.
If they have, they've
there's
changed their
new
style.
stuff being made with their IP, but that's mainly because Scooby-Doo keeps being remade like every 10 years or so, sometimes only 5 years.
I've watched Hanna-Barbera on Cartoon Network. Where there was like a Hanna-Barbera hour.
Yeah, it has. The company has closed.
Yeah, that's sort of what I think. Like I said, I know some of their IPs are still being used for things, but by that I mostly mean Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much.
while everything else has sort of gone by the wayside, Scooby-Doo is an eldritch being that will live on.
Are you telling me that the Hair Bear Bunch is not as popular a franchise as Scooby-Doo?
I mean,
We have bad news.
does the Hair Bear Bunch have a live action movie? Two of them.
Not yet. I'm holding out hope.
This is a good creature.
Yes.
Also, they still just have nubbins for arms, but detailed feet.
The little nubbins keep cracking me up. Stupid.
Yeah, the kid just decided to say, okay, so what if my teddy bear, but dragon?
Yeah.
Just decided to grow wings and stuff. But it's little arms needed to stay the same.
It's very cute.
So oh my goodness. Little toe beans. They're so small.
Tiny beans.
Tiny
And
beans.
Kiro is
Because I
also losing her shit at how cute this is. So
if you want to
congratulations.
listen to a story about an actual race that happened and is completely ridiculous in so many ways, can't recommend a podcast episode of The Dollop called The 1908 New York to Paris Car Race.
How do you drive from New York to Paris?
With aid of a boat.
With a wacky races,
Yeah.
hydro something car.
Yeah, no, you just you put springs on the bottom of the car and you just leap over the ocean. That's
Of course.
every car's going to have its own way of doing it. One of them's going to dig into the ground, one of them's going to spring over, one of them's going to turn into a plane.
I mean, unless there's some city on the East Coast that's also called Paris, which wouldn't surprise me.
There is, yeah. America has a lot of. There was that good XKCD comic the other day of all of the places in America that are named the same as another place in America that's more famous.
There is a Miami in nearly every state in the
What?
United States. They're not all called Miami though. Here it's the city is called Miami.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's the
there is also
feminine
a
version.
Washington. There's also a Washington in pretty much every single state, including the state of Washington, I think.
Cool.
Washington.
They thought the Bering Strait would freeze over, so aimed for winter. Oh god. Oh, that's even more ridiculous than wacky races. Oh,
I
dear.
mean, here on the southern islands of Denmark, when we didn't have like bridges and stuff, we used to apparently just walk over in winter.
People have
you
walked
know,
over the Bering Strait. It has frozen over before, but like doing a race over it planned at a particular time.
It's one thing to have like a human walk over, but a motorized vehicle, multiple motorized vehicles going at high speed over
I've seen
ice.
pictures or something like that.
It's 1908. There probably isn't. Anyway, here's a friend.
It's a good friend.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it also still has the little nubbin hands.
Yeah.
Yours is cuter.
Did you see what I mean when you were drawing the face? It was just pretty much spot on.
Yeah.
A lot of it is spot on.
Yeah.
This is, I think, the closest anyone's got without actually knowing what it is they're drawing. So, yeah. This is brother. These are siblings. These.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, you can't have an imaginary friend be on their own when you're asleep. You make a new one.
Yeah. Lots of little friends.
I'm glad you gave them the attitude as well, because apparently they do have that.
You said something along the lines of sassy or sarcastic, and in my mind, that translates to just like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, that's not quite the
The head
definition
of
of
a bear,
sarcasm.
the torso of a dragon, and the personality of a parrot.
Yeah, it tends to give off smart remarks. Apparently that's a smart remark.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like that cute. I could see it do some smart remarks.
Yeah.
Being a bit of a little little.
Little. Righty ho. That was good. That was a good one. Who is? Ragdoll drawing a Chib prompt.
Okay. Okay. Ragdoll. I'm apparently giving you a rather anime boy in return.
Ooh.
Oh joy.
His name is Gage, or Track in the European version.
Of course.
He is carrying a sniper rifle, and for some reason his shirt is open.
Of course.
You know, like
As
a
you
proper
do.
military anime boy.
Very professional.
Yes. He has blue hair, and he kind of has the like anime style where it's like over one eye.
Oh, so he's a moody anime boy.
I believe they call that an
With his
emover.
shirt open.
Yes.
He needed to cover up half his face, but not his chest.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you don't have to draw the other eye.
The eyes are the windows to the heart. The chest is it's the door to the heart, but it's locked. So.
So you open up your shirt to something.
Yeah, I'm vulnerable, but at the same time secretive.
Yes. Good design.
Yeah, everyone in middle school also thought the same thing. Calling out everyone in middle school, including myself. Though granted, having the hair over the eye is legitimately a good way to avoid having to get eyes look the same.
Yeah.
If you are sitting here going, I don't know how anatomy works.
Yeah, it
Also, just to give some drama.
It also means you get to avoid the thing where you draw one good eye and then find it really difficult to draw the second eye. So you don't have to. By the way, I was just scouting out the wiki to try and find a page with a character on it. And I just got a page that just says horse, and that nothing else on
Draw
it.
a horse.
Horse.
Just horse.
Just horse.
I
The
guess
only
it's a good thing no one is giving you that one.
the only category that this page is in is candidates for deletion.
I just tried to get a character, and I got a page for Nintendo, and all it said was Nintendo is the company that made Advance Wars. I was like, thanks. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Someone needed to know.
it's not wrong.
No, but it's just like that's all you need to know about Nintendo, apparently.
Okay, well, the fact that it's only that is sort of funny. But I did come across a page while I was randomly going through on the Tales wiki that was just a page describing the Tales of series is and the description thing, and it's like I think if you're on the Tales of wiki, you probably have some idea of what the Tales series.
Unless you're like us, and you're just like picking
But
some.
also, it just feels like that should be something that's like a semi description on like the front page, and not like here's an actual random page you can find a description of what Tails is. But that's pretty funny though. Horse, just horse.
Just horse.
Horse.
Anime action JRPG series. Church is bad.
Yeah,
Well, that's the plot sorted.
I mean that's part of the major plot for both Symphonia and Abyss, actually. Although technically, in both of their cases, there was other big things going on, and the church was just sort of involved with that, but not the reason why it was initially a thing. Sort of. It's complicated,
I mean, from what
especially in
little
Abyss.
from what little I know of modern Japanese storytelling, it's usually church is bad or radiation is bad, and
I mean,
Bad.
fair enough.
you can understand historically why they have that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Abyss also has the additional bit of God, what's the word I want here? Basically, one of the things that pops up in the Abyss is they've got this thing where it's like, oh, the score will tell us exactly what we need to do, and the score will dictate your life. And it's like, hey, now wait a minute. That seems a little fucked up.
Yeah. Could I at least, a little bit of wiggle room? Have a few choices? Character creator? That'd be great.
Nope. And the church will make sure that the score does what happens in the score happens, because obviously that's what we need to do for prosperity. It's
Yay.
very unsubtle.
Live long and prosper, but only if the score says you should live long. If not, live short and prosper.
Still prosper though.
Yeah. We must prosper. No one quite knows what that word means anymore, but we've said it enough that we have to keep saying it.
Yep.
It's the opposite of anti-spur, that's all we know. I love these involuntary
Wow, you made
physical
Ragdoll
reactions.
Make that sound.
I'm just like my jokes. Some people's jokes induce laughter. My jokes induce just like this sort of involuntary gag response.
I thought it was more of a what?
Okay. So here's his open shirt. And I guess we
Yep.
need him some like abs.
Make those abs.
My jokes make people make similar noises to dentists.
Put that in
God,
your
if I-
Twitter bio.
Put it on my CV.
We'll make jokes
I
that make you
think
feel
I'm a
you're at the dentist.
I'm not that bad just yet. Give it time. I'm working on it. So
always
soon
think the
people will
shoulder
have a
area is
phobia of
great.
my jokes.
Crispophobia.
Come on.
For some reason, on this wiki, each character has like one like and one dislike, but they call it hits and misses. For some reason.
Okay.
I guess because it's like military
Yeah.
thing, but like it seems so weird.
The
Like-
fact that that's on there is a little odd, but also I sometimes find it odd that like you see these descriptions of anime characters and it has their blood type in there for reasons.
Look,
Yeah.
people need to write their transfusion fanfic.
Obviously, it's very important. But
Well,
anyway,
apparently in Japan, blood type is it's you know how we've got this sort of idea of like, oh, if you're born under like Pisces, your personality is like this, that, or the other.
Oh.
Mhm.
They've got a similar thing with blood type. Why? Don't know. Just know that it exists.
I mean, does that mean...
Oh, I don't want to draw a gun.
It does ring a bell for some animes.
draw a... Well, the other thing that was drawn from this was an alien, so draw like a space ray gun.
We're gonna just put it on his back.
yeah,
Um,
that's
Doesn't mean I have to
fine. You
erase
don't
part
have
of
to
the
draw a
ad.
gun.
But yeah, the one thing I do know about blood types... Hang on. I don't know. One thing I do know, he says Googling.
You know it once you look it up.
And this is something that we can put on the Foster's Home wiki. Is horses have about 30 different blood types.
What?
Yeah,
That's
because there's
crazy.
different I want to say antigens, but I'm not sure that's correct. But basically, they have different something in the blood, which means you can't. Someone with type A blood can't have transfusion from someone with type B blood because there's an A thing and a B thing, and they're not compatible. But you can get some that do join together in different ways, and that causes problems. Apparently, humans have 2, A and B, and then there's O, which is neither. Horses have 8 different things in their blood. And there are various combinations of those to make 30 different blood types. So what I'm saying is the horses have vastly more divergent personalities than humans.
Also, what you're
I
saying
mean-
is don't become a horse surgeon.
Yeah, that too. But most horses that I know of, the main personalities they have are fuck you and fuck that.
Sounds about right.
Yes, the horses have the blood groups A, C, D, K, P, Q, U, and T. Because consecutive letters are just...
Or nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my anime shooty boy.
Yeah.
Looking all
Yeah.
moody with his hair in front of his face.
It's
Yeah,
a good animation, boy.
he looks great.
He
And
positioned
also
us...
very much alike. There he is. It's Gage.
Yeah.
Oh,
With his
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
beard open.
Dude,
why
like
does
I
it
just-
still look kind of cool?
That's
I
just
do like
I'm just
that he has
imagining
one.
him trying to. Yeah, he's got like one glove, one sleeve rolled up. But it's
No,
just
but he
like,
also
I'm looking
has-
at
Is it tourniquet?
One like pant like shoved into a boot and the other one isn't.
Symmetry's overrated.
yeah, that's
Yeah. Sloppy.
a little odd. But yeah, I'm just looking at the open chest area thing, and I'm just kind of like, oh, that's gonna be so awkward when he starts shooting things. Because yeah, it turns out the way guns work is with explosions.
Really?
Yeah, gunpowder, fun.
Yeah.
And when you shoot a bullet, basically what happens, the entire bullet doesn't leave the gun. It's really just the top tip bit. The back end is what has the explosive bit in it. It gets basically smacked into, it explodes, and then the top tip bit gets flung out the front and hits whatever it hits. And then the casing in the back then gets ejected out of the gun. And typically those casings are still hot. So I'm just
Oh,
imagining
Ow.
him like shooting his rifle and then like the casing pops up and just smacks onto his chest. Because that's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous gun usership here.
Very aesthetic, thought through person.
Yeah. The more I look at this, the more I'm thinking like the military AU Malachi. And
You're right.
and that is
You're
absolutely
right.
something Malachi would do, is just not think about that. Just first time he fires the gun, to go, ah!
Well, next challenge, draw Malachi in this outfit.
Yeah, I can do the boob meme, the boob window meme. This is inner side boob.
Perfect.
It's not what I expected to take away from this stream, but there we are. Christi,
Yay!
draw a ragdoll prompt. A tails.
Alright.
Draw a tail.
Draw an
And we'll see if
entire
we get
tail.
something that has a tail. Okay, you do not get something with a tail. We have another human, Patty Fleur, who is a protagonist in Tales of Vespera. She uses guns and knives. She is a young pirate-looking girl looking for lost treasure of the legendary pirate Aphrid. And another one of her goals is to recover her memories. So yeah, small child dressed as a pirate.
Another one of our goals is to remember what our goals were.
Yeah.
It's just
Little memory loss, of course. It's anime. There's got to be some memory loss fuckery. Or in the case of Tales of the Abyss, actually no, that's spoilers. Never mind.
Oh, Kira's actually playing this game right now. Wonderful. Like soon we will be approaching the point where one of our prompts is like the laundry that Kira is currently folding or something like that. It's encroaching closer and closer on Kiro's life with these randomly generated things.
Yeah, generate a page and it's just a picture of Kiro.
Yeah.
Kiro's not even in this show or game or whatever, but it's now just a picture of Kiro.
Kiro is a time traveler and knows exactly what wikis we're going to choose.
And is able to manipulate the random number generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move the legs. Got to make the legs make sense.
Yep.
Because obviously that's the important bit here.
I mean, I've discovered one of these wonderful discoveries I've made, which is if you're drawing on paper, you can't lasso select things and move them
No,
around.
really?
Not usually.
Damn.
And it's just
The
so
most you can
restrictive.
do is just cut the paper and move it physically.
Yeah, I'd say that's a bug. I don't think I'm. Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
mean, you
send a
also
report.
just can't resize things on paper. It's
I
it's
know.
really bad.
I do actually have a resizing tool. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically, you know those. Oh, like, do they have names? I don't even know those. I want to call it a boxing glove on a stick, but that's not really the bit I'm interested in. It's
What?
one of those things where like it's kind of like a pair of scissors, but as you depress it, like it gets longer, like a kind of concertina sort of thing.
What are you
What are these-
saying?
Everyone knows what these
these
things are, but I
words?
don't think it has a name. What's... Oh. So it's like
What
it's
are you saying?
so it's a kind of like zigzag, the two zigzags interconnected and like jointed in lots of places, and as you sort of, as it were, close two ends of it like a pair of scissors, the whole thing stretches out.
No, I have no
No.
idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find a picture.
She was a parody amnesiac.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I typed
She is
in.
a pirate looking for legendary pirate treasure, and she has lost her memories. And her weapons are guns and knives. Because that's a very smart thing to give a small child, a gun.
Yeah, obviously. It's anime. Small children can carry guns.
Okay,
And
so
people can shoot guns when their shirts are open with no repercussions whatsoever.
So does this girl.
this I posted in Discord the thing. There's an irrelevant picture of a boxing glove. Don't worry about it. But that sort of thing where you pull two of the sides closed and it gets longer. I can't even remember what I was mentioning this for.
I think we were talking about resizing drawings.
Yes, yes. I have a tool that uses that principle that allows you to draw a picture again, but at a bigger or smaller size, depending on where you put your pencil.
Uh-huh.
This was not worth it.
I mean,
Oh.
I think the boxing glove is there because I only notice from cartoons when they have the like boxing glove on this and they use it to punch someone in the face from a distance.
I thought you were going to say the boxing glove's just there because you now want to punch me. But
I'm not that violent, am I?
no,
That or this entire description is just punching us in the face.
Ow, my
now.
shins!
I just deserve it. Oh, you're right. Betty's character is not in the original version of the game, but came out in 2008. But she was added into the actual full and definitive version of the game, which came out for PS3 years later and finally localized for the West a year or so ago.
Why can't I draw knives? Is it really that hard?
I like how you went for the knife instead of the gun. And I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Don't draw a
But
gun if you don't have
no
to.
room for a gun.
I also like that
Yeah,
because
don't
it was
draw
a
a gun if you
sensible
don't
thing
have
to
to.
do.
I mean,
Unless-
that's what
Draw
I
it.
did. I just
Don't draw
restarted the
guns.
muzzle and the
I mean,
butt of the gun.
It's a pirate, so like you could draw like a blunderbuss. That's a fun thing to draw. It's also a fun
Is
thing
it?
to say. Blunderbuss.
I mean, it's a fun thing to say. I don't know if it's a fun thing to draw.
God, I'm just imagining some of those like the smaller cannons that technically an adult human could carry around and shoot, but this is a 14-year-old child, so it's pretty much the same size as the cannon. Yeah, so one of the things in most of the Tales game is
Wick.
the fights aren't in like an open like map area, like you would see in FF12 for those of you who watched Dark play through that. But you do have like actiony fight sequences, sort of, but you also have skills that you can use. But also you have multiple characters running around. So you have to sort of make sure that their AI is working. But you can choose who in the party you fight as. And some are more difficult to use than others. So every time I've played Abyss, I always avoid playing any of the spellcasters because in that one you have to sort of wait for the spells to go off. So you're just sort of sitting there like a duck going, oh god, time to heal the party, and then you get smacked in the face. So I usually run around as one of the sword boys, just sort of smacking things until they die. Yeah, so you control one character, the others are AI.
Is her hair anything to talk about?
She has braids.
Great. Of course she does.
Just draw braids really quick, you know. Easiest hairstyle to draw.
I mean, if you just draw some lumps in a row, most people will go, yeah, that looks like braids.
Exactly.
And yes, Kiro, you can. There is local multiplayer for a lot of them, but see, the thing is, the copy of Tales of the Abyss that I have played most frequently is on the 3DS, so that makes it very difficult to have local multiplayer on a handheld game.
I can't imagine why. Seems like the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, so easy.
What was her personality?
I don't think I said.
I might just give her a random face in.
She has a childish personality and makes jokes to irritate people.
She makes jokes that make people groan like they're at the dentist.
Yeah, poor character. Deserves better than this.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very cute.
Yeah.
Thank you. It doesn't make any sense anatomically, but thank you.
I mean, I think it works.
Thanks.
You even got the jacket. It's just yours
Ooh.
is a little bit more open than hers is.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
pretty darn
She's cute.
close.
Yeah.
I like the ruffles on the hat.
That is very cute.
I could have drawn binoculars also.
Yeah. Just a series of tubes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
It's
Patty, little pirate.
Is that the only time the phrase "a series of tubes" has actually been accurate? Just a series of tubes. Well, yeah. There are some lenses in there, but sure, pretty
Everything
much.
is a series of tubes if you try hard enough.
Human body,
You're a
series
series
of tubes. Oh, thank you.
And now we're moving the legs around.
Yep. I couldn't look at it. Annoyed me too much.
She looks very happy.
Yee.
So yeah,
It's very cute.
who gave this kid a gun?
Anime.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least
And not even once.
she's practicing good trigger safety. Like, she doesn't have a finger on the trigger. That's something.
Well, she's also pointing the gun into the air instead of at the ground, so, you know.
It's better than pointing it forwards.
Yee.
It'll just hit someone far away. Which I guess is the point of a gun.
Something with
Typically,
that.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is an cute draw.
Yeah.
And cute.
So cute.
But she gave herself a gun. That's more worrying. Still feel like somebody's responsible somewhere down the line.
Look, she's
It's
a 14-year-old
anime.
in an anime game. Obviously, she's going to be a terror.
Yeah, I guess I should count my blessings. She's not actually an angel that's 500 years old. Cool. Right, should we do our final draw together?
Yee.
Yes.
We're only 15 minutes over already.
Don't worry about it.
Hooray for scheduling.
Never worry about it.
I mean, at this
We're
point,
always late.
can I really call it over if this is standard now?
I
That's
mean, it is standard for Friends streams.
definitely straight. Don't worry about it. Cross. Right. Okay, so Christi and I are gonna exchange prompts, and Chib and Ragdoll. Is that right? No.
No.
Yes. My drawing's wrong. Oh no, me and Ragdoll.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yes,
I
Ragdoll
already
right.
gave Chibi a good anime boy.
My arrow. I didn't erase the arrows from the last row to good enough. Yes, Ragdoll and I will exchange prompts, and Chib and Christi will exchange prompts.
Eee. I already have one up for you, Chip.
Okay, let me hear it.
Okay, you have Volpera. The Volpera are a race of nomadic fox people that inhabit the deserts of Voldoon and Sandala.
There's the furry.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you say nomadic fox people?
Yeah,
There it is.
I didn't plan this.
There it is.
Well, it's
Can't get out
on
of it.
brand.
They're intelligent and resourceful. They travel across the dunes in caravans and survive by scavenging and trading.
Okay.
They're a fun
Okay.
bunch.
Okay, I think I got it.
Super.
I'll give you yours. Your character is Kindle, also known as Candy in the European version. She has a blunt, queen-like personality and is highly vain. She's also professional at insulting people she sees inferior to her.
Great, she has a hobby.
Yeah.
That sounds more like she's got qualifications.
She's a professional at insulting people.
Yeah.
Um,
You studied for this.
she has rather tall hair, I would say. I think that's her most defining feature.
Okay.
Right. Ragdoll,
Yes.
you have Mr. Edmonton. Mr. Edmonton is a large purple caterpillar who wears a red bowler cap, smokes a bubble pipe, and has a flower for a tail.
Aww,
Um,
that's cute.
Should I change this wiki? It says he has 8 legs and wears 8 shoes, but he clearly has 10 legs and wears 10 shoes. Also, you'll be very pleased to know, Apocalypse Bus style, his legs just look copy-pasted. So,
So I just need to draw one shoe and then copy it a bunch of times.
you can draw a left and a right, or actually, you could probably do just the one. It's up to you. Depends on the pose, I guess. So yeah, big old fluffy caterpillar.
All right. So you have Carl Sheeden, who also for some reason is called Johnny Sheeden. Don't know why.
Well, Johnny's short
one
for
of the
Carl.
One of the protagonists of Tales of Destiny. So he is the estranged 26-year-old son of an aristocratic family, but has instead chosen the life of a bard over riches. He plays a lute for his support abilities. And he has a very poofy hat with very, very long feathers stuck in it, which is delightful, I think.
Righty
So
ho.
yeah. Floopy Bard. I do not know this one. Okay, so we have found one that Kiro does not know. He has a very distinct design, Kiro. So if you have seen him before, once you see the image, you will probably know if you've seen him before or not. All right, let's draw a caterpillar. God, I still find it funny that at the last second, Chibi still gets a furry.
Wonderful.
Perfect timing, huh?
Here, I thought we'd have to say, "Oh, she got a bear this time." That sort of takes the place of the furry. Nope.
Oh, still furry. This is just my thing now, I guess. I had no choice in this.
Hey, Duck.
Hello, Dark.
How you doing?
Hi, Dark.
How can we
We are
summarize what's
drawing-
happened so far?
I'm drawing a furry again.
That's yeah. Chibi's drawing a furry. I'm a joke dentist.
Good sensical summaries.
I love just the phrase "I'm a joke dentist" without context.
Yep, that's all you need to know.
Let's see. I gotta draw a flower on his butt.
Okay, that's proper. Right.
And now it's the quiet time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like any of us can really comment on what the others are drawing on account of the fact that we're also drawing and not looking at each other's drawings. That looks like an awkward flower, but we'll go from there. Okay. So let's see. Had a hat. Is it a bowler hat, you said?
Yep, a red bowler hat. You got to convince a bunch of people that you were a devout follower of their saint by lying through your teeth. Hooray! Good old RPGs.
Anime.
Oh, so that means you got to play this time instead of being the terrible DM. And by terrible, I mean everyone's going, oh no.
Either that, or you have been deceiving your players. You managed to convince the people who were playing your RPG that you're a follower of their religion. Which seems disingenuous. But hey, I don't know how to be a GM.
It involves a lot of planning on the fly because your plans that you had beforehand have now been thrown into the furnace, possibly literally.
Okay, so it's like 16 symbols.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
At least a little bit. I don't know what's going on with this fox's body. I made a shape and now I'm regretting the shape.
Make a different shape. At the very least, you know you can always add huge pauldrons to it, and that should make it look better. So he is getting to play, but he's playing a master of disguise, so he's doing what he would be doing anyway if he was a DM.
Well, you know, baby steps. You gotta ease into the role with what
You're
you're
just
familiar.
self-sabotaging yourself, Dark.
I mean, I'm not in the game he's in, so I can't accidentally sabotage what's going on. Get the big nose.
You know, the more I look at the Foster's Home art, the more I feel like it's got a very Hanna-Barbera feel to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it is Hanna-Barbera, but it's Cartoon Network. But
Did he have a pipe? He has a pipe now.
Bubble Pipe.
like a gentleman who would use a pipe.
I cannot figure out fox legs today.
Oh, but you're normally such an expert.
Not today.
Okay. Where did my mouse
Covering them up. We're at that stage.
I'm just going to get to your drawing, and he's going to be stood behind a rockery.
When in doubt, cover it up.
Yes. Put the hair over the eye.
Okay, there we go.
Don't think that's how legs work, but hey, I've done worse anatomy crimes today.
I mean, I'm just copying a bunch of legs, so. Fine. We'll say it's fine.
Everything's fine.
Of course, I've also put his body on sort of a tilt, so we'll just say he's on like a little hill or something.
Yeah, don't worry, but put boxes under his feet. It's fine.
Just
Oh, that does mean you'd have to draw 10 boxes, but still.
say he's on a little hill.
Actually, you don't have to do 7. 3 points of contact and all that.
I'm gonna give him little hands instead
Those are
of
very small feet.
10 feet. Little handies. Little handies. He waves hello.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, so you're going around being a 007 dark.
Ooh. Investigation, intrigue, and mystery. No obvious solution. For that read, the GM has been screwed over too many times to come up with explicitly how the story is going to end, so they've just decided to screw it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What were these called again, Christy?
Vulpera.
So
Vulpera.
they took the Latin name for fox and then just made it fancier.
That's pretty standard.
Because
Oh, I keep doing the wrong layer.
fox is Vulpus.
Like a Vulpix. Learn Latin with Pokemon.
Okay. No, I think I'm good with mine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, I take it we're revealing. Da, 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 da.
Ah,
Does it have cabbages?
Chris, I'm pretty sure you just drew Jan Avidan.
I did
Yes.
think that when I did the hair. I did think that.
That's so damn in front of the animatics.
Yeah. But badass wares.
Yours
if you
is a
have time.
Mario.
yeah.
Ragdoll.
Yeah, it's got a Wiggler vibe to it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going for. It's like, how do I draw a caterpillar with a lot of like the part when you say like, okay, it's got a flower on its butt. It's like, I'm pretty sure wigglers actually have like the flower on their head, but it's like, yeah, this is just gonna be a wiggler, isn't it? This is just gonna be a wiggler.
I like them so much.
I
Love it.
love these. I love how the fox is like putting its paws together. It's so cute.
It's like, hey, this is like the much friendlier cousin of the ice cream wolf that you drew a few weeks ago.
All of these furry vendors.
Yeah, I think this is the
It's a very
third
specific theme.
furry vendor. You could make a whole furry marketplace at some point. I was just drawing Dan as a bard. I mean, pretty much. Not far out. Ninja Brian's there somewhere. You just can't see him.
Well, of course, he's a ninja.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
Christie's looks very sassy. Christie's
Yeah.
definitely got the
Very
look
sassy.
down.
She is so above you.
All right. So now for pictures.
Oh yeah,
Who's
of course.
first?
Picture time.
There's no.
Ooh,
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Ooh,
it's a furry.
that looks much less
It's a
friendly.
furry. Chibi, you have managed to draw the furry and yet also not draw the furry. Because
What's
this
the
is
lump like?
definitely furry art, and yours is just fox. So you've managed
Yeah.
to avoid draw. You drew the furry and managed to avoid drawing the furry at the same time.
Yeah.
I drew a furry in the less furry-like way.
You just drew an animal. You drew an
Yes.
anthropomorphic animal rather than a furry, and that
Sure.
Yeah, there's
For
a
that we
fine
thank
line
you.
between the two.
for that
Drew
we
a fine line between the
Cowardly
two.
dog.
So,
Here is yours, Christy.
ooh,
This is all very good.
that's
Oh.
not nearly the same attitude.
No, it's not.
Whoops.
Also, is she a novelty candle?
just
I don't know
drew-
what's going on here. She's incredibly.
Yeah, she's definitely a lot more just sort of straight line dress as opposed to the wider dress that Christy drew there.
Oops,
I like
It's a
the
very fun design.
It's interesting. The cut of the jacket and the hips do make it look like she was in a magician show, got cut in half, and then put back on the wrong way round. Like,
Oh dear.
it's fun though.
Darth, Chib just drew a kids show furry. Don't call her out like this.
Dare you?
One day, Chibi will understand her fate.
I mean, you at
I
least managed to not be
refuse.
as furry as that. So, oh dear.
Aww.
It's
Oh.
the thing with many legs.
That's a bucket for shoes.
There's no good picture of the entire body, unfortunately, but
It's the thing with many shoes. It's the long thing.
the long thing.
Long thing.
I'm a friend.
Ooh, that's a fancy boy.
And it's,
Yep.
Get a fancy boy.
I don't know what
There's the
events.
fancy boy.
Ooh, hang on. Let me just. I don't know what events led to this happening, but
Oh no, I love it.
Why is he sad about this?
He looks so sad.
I just really want to watch cartoons now. And yeah,
Right?
this
Is
is.
that cigars?
I think you posted the wrong picture. That isn't Dan Avidan.
You're right. That's not Dan Avidan. That's Carl.
I see what you mean with a puffy hat.
Yes, very
not-
puffy hat.
Not enough ribbony scarves. Should have thought of that. I was conservative on the feathers. Didn't think I'd say that, but
So many feathers.
No, Dark. This is Tales.
Tales of.
This is specifically Tales of Destiny.
This is Carol Sheeden. What?
Yeah.
I've kind of read that as Ed Sheeran.
For whatever reason, his name in Japan is also Johnny. I
Johnny.
don't know why.
Johnny.
That's like in Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it? Isn't that also a Johnny?
Yes, my name is
Yeah,
Matsumoto,
that's
but you can call me Johnny.
You joke, but
I joke knowingly.
Duelist of the Rose. Duelist of the Rose is a thing. Don't worry about it.
This was we all did good draws. This was a good time.
Yay.
I like to, when we've all done these together, I like to imagine what these four would be like as a group. And I feel like all of three of our drawings have come to entertain one of them.
Yes.
And she didn't like any of them.
Nope.
Nope.
Absolutely
Not a fan at all.
not.
Is it a lot of drawings time?
Oh yes, of course. I always forget about
Yes.
this. Blah, blah,
Turn on the
blah.
layers.
Turn on all the layers. Oh, cute eyes poking through.
Oh dear.
I like
And
the
again,
wormhole.
we have the mess in the middle because all of us draw in the middle. And yeah, the wormhole is still a thing.
Oh,
It's a giant teddy bear.
I love just the guy Christy drew in the corner with like food.
He's just like, what did I just walk in on?
Wow. Hmm. Oh,
Like,
that's
wow, this is a mess.
Wow, I
Yeah.
just should not deliver here again.
good.
And
Even
you-
my judgmental doggo. Hmm.
Oh god, with how my red lines are, it looks like my little caterpillar friend has X eyes now. And that's funny but also sad.
Oh no.
Caterpillar friend died.
Got squashed. He's at the
Rip
bottom.
caterpillar.
That's also Mario-esque.
It does look like Panda Friend has a bow now, which is quite
Yes.
nice.
Hilariously, I believe that was the bow put on the other bear.
But it is also saying "F you," so that's. Actually, no.
Oh.
That looks like a conversation. Valpera has "Where's if you have coin? F you." You look away for 1 second. Well, this is what can happen in a second. Marvelous. Well, that
Well, I'm
is.
gonna look at this for 10 minutes.
Cool. That was a thing that happened.
Yay,
Yep.
we did it.
We did it. Whatever it was, and whether anyone wanted it to happen, we did it. Is that bear on a cone?
Well, one of the bears is on bear legs, and the other bear is on dragon legs.
I was
so-
going to say which bear. So
I just see a heart.
oh yeah,
Yes,
I can see that.
the heart does stand out.
Yeah, it is oddly in the crotch region of the other bear, but never mind. Oh, that's a good reaction. Cool. Well,
love it when people just go, oh.
Oh.
See, this
Well,
is how the drawing streams go, Dark.
This is how the drawing streams go. Just noticed it was
Welcome.
slightly terrifying. Much terrifying. Many Yeah. Well, thank you very much for drawing cool things.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
It was fun times.
good fun time. Yeah. So I'm now gonna go quiet and say goodbye to other people because for some reason that's what I've decided to do. I don't know why. You could stay around till the end, but apparently I'm rude and I'm kicking you out before. I guess actually, if you were at a party, it'd be a bit weird if I started locking the doors before you left. Like, a bit strange. Just put on my pajamas. The unusual. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much.
Bye.
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 Right, that's Strem. Tis Strem. Rude snip, always. Definitely anti-professional. Yeah. So thank you for joining. That was another wiki draw featuring Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, World of Warcraft, Tales of ... and Advanced Wars. Actually remembered all four. That's quite surprising. My short-term memory is just dissolving in real time. So, these things happen. Tuesday, we are continuing with 16 symbols. That means tomorrow I really probably should actually update all of the stuff, all of the story stuff on the website and make a picture for Fu. That was his name, Fu. Yeah. I can't remember what we're doing. What are we doing? Oh, my brain is mush. We rejoined, didn't we? Yes, we joined back up. The whole group is back together, and now we're gonna go and raid some medicine warehouses in the city, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna help people out and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully, someone might die in the process. We don't know. Yeah, so that's all. That's on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're gonna be doing more chicory, which should be nice. And then Saturday, who knows? Maybe more Don't Starve. Depends if there are RPG things happening. If not, other things. I don't know. And if I don't know, no one else does, because nobody should take the time to learn more about this stream than I know. What a waste that would be. Have a wonderful time, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this. And I'm going to get music up for you so that we don't have awkward silence for a bit. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Thank you for your unlimited knowledge of everything, Kiro, and thank you for your astonished remarks, Dark. Have a grand old week. Look after yourselves. Goodbye.